5 NBA Cup coming up. Hello and welcome into the Knicks-Verse. Today on Game Day, we're going to be discussing two things primarily. Number one, we'll be previewing the first NBA Cup game, which is against the Chicago Bulls in Chicago. And it's the first game of a home and home series where the Knicks will play the Bulls at MSG on Sunday. And the Bulls are hot right now, 4-0. They're one of the only other undefeated teams in the East right now, along with the 76ers, which is crazy. That those two teams are the two undefeated teams, but they've been playing well. The Knicks have been playing well at times and not at other times, which is why they're 2-2. They could be 4-0. Actually, but for certain things that have happened, we're going to get into that. And then primarily, we're going to be discussing Karl-Anthony Towns, the Karl-Anthony Towns situation with the new system and what is going on with it. And maybe we should all just back off a little bit on judging the situation so harshly. So we'll get into that. Let's go. And happy Halloween to everybody. Happy Halloween. Last night I went to a murder mystery party at my brother's house, which was hilarious. I got to dress up as an old shipbuilder from the 1910s. And tonight, going to be dressed as Bruce the Shark. And I might even be wearing the costume when I do the post-game recap. But happy Halloween to everybody. I love this thing that the Knicks put out. Well, first of all, it's game day. Tonight, Halloween, the game begins at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and this man, Deuce, is back. That's right. Sadly, he suffered a loss in his family, missed a couple games. I know how hard that is. We all know how hard that is, but glad to see him back. I'm sure he's going to give it his all, and the Knicks definitely missed his on-court and off-court presence. This is going to help the Knicks tremendously. And ironically, the two games they lost were the two games he did miss. We also have other great news. Ian Begley tweets us out. Knicks planning to start Mitchell Robinson tonight. He'll get his first start of the season in Game 5 versus Chicago in his season debut per SNY sources. Robinson is ready to play tonight per Robinson's Facebook. He posted this, "I'm ready." Good. We are thrilled. We need to see how this is going to work. He is a key component to lifting the Knicks up to being a defensive powerhouse. And the better they are defensively, the better they're going to be offensively. Just a symbiotic relationship. Though the Knicks have been holding it down on the offensive boards while he was out. And they have also been one of the best teams at limiting offensive rebounds for their opponents. So rebounding has not been an issue for the New York Knicks. But having this guy, the best spot, legitimately the best offensive rebounder in the game available, and his presence down low, his shot blocking, Cat has had a couple interesting blocks. Mikal Bridges, OG, even Kolek had a block, so now we're going to get back to block nest monster. So this is tremendous. And there's also possibility that Gershon Yabusele will be healthy. So this might be, or will be available to play. We'll see. He's the one that is still TBD. So it's possible. This might be the first game we have a fully healthy roster for the New York Knicks. And I'm thrilled for it. Comes just in time. The Knicks are 2-2 and the fan base is rattled. So we need to stabilize it. The Knicks need to stabilize it. And having him back, Mitch back, is a big key to that. Let's look at some positive things here. So, Fireside Knicks tweeted this out. I believe it was yesterday. So this may have changed with games from last night. But either way, at one point in this season, which could be as late as yesterday, the Knicks had allowed the fourth fewest points in the NBA this season, behind San Antonio Spurs at 104.5, the Boston Celtics at 107.2, and the Clippers, who always, Jeff Van Gundy, defensive guru Clippers there, they've allowed 109 points, and the Knicks have allowed 110.5, fourth fewest. Right behind the Knicks is OKC, 110.8. OKC, who the Knicks are hoping to face in the finals. But right now, it looks like they are quite a ways away from that. And just look at this. Brunson Burner account tweeted this out 2 days ago. It says, during Mike Brown's first year in Sacramento, the Kings started the season 0-4. During those games, Sabonis averaged a whopping 13.5 to 9.8. 13.5 points, 9.8 rebounds, and 6.3 assists on 50-0 splits. They then won 10 of their next 12 and finished third in a loaded West. Sabonis finished averaging 19.1 points on 12.3 rebounds and 7.3 assists on 61.5% to 37.3% from the three-point line splits. So Sabonis got off to a ice cold start from the three-point line, and right now, Mr. Karl-Anthony Towns is also struggling from the three-point line himself. He is shooting 33% from the three-point line. The Knicks in general are struggling as a team from the three-point line. They are, I believe, they were one of the worst. Now they're at 30. They're 25th in the NBA, shooting 33% as a team. So it's interesting that the Knicks are shooting 33%. Towns is shooting 33%. So it does feel right now that the Knicks go as the cat goes. Let's keep going. Tommy Beer. This is more cat stuff. And it's not just Cat who's struggling with the new offense. Josh Hart talked a lot about that as well. There was an article in New York Daily News, where you guys should all check it out, where he discussed that. He says he's facing the biggest adjustment of all the players, he feels, because the minutes are impacted. He was a starter, now he's coming off the bench. He also has to learn every single position on the floor, because he basically at times plays every single position, especially the 4 and the 5, because he does play the 5 at times. So this is a very challenging role for him, and it's also challenging for Karl-Anthony Towns. And we're getting close here. At no point last season did Cat shoot below 43% from the field in no more than 2 consecutive contests. He shot below 43% from the floor in all 4 games he's played this season. Yeah, all 4 games. In addition to the poor shooting numbers, Tommy Beer tweets out, Cat has difficulty adjusting to the new offensive approach. He's been far less of an impactful playmaker, facilitator than was anticipated. Towns is averaging just 2.0 assists per game, tied for a career low, while also averaging 3.5 turnovers, which would be a career high. All right. Well, one of the things, though, Knicks as a team are missing shots. As a team, like I said, they're shooting 33% from the three-point line, and they are shooting a third worst in the NBA, 40.6% from the field. So they're just a 0.2 away from being the worst. The worst being the Pelicans at 40.4%, tied with the Pacers at 40.4%. So he actually could have had more assists, but Knicks are just not hitting their shots right now, which is a big issue. Big issue. And before we continue on the Cat path, we're going to go to this. This is essential to put into perspective on where the Knicks could really be. This is what happens with short sample sizes, and unfortunately, it's a long season. Teams get hot and they get cold, and unfortunately, the Knicks have started off this year cold. But it's not because they're taking bad shots. It's not because they're forcing shots. No, in fact, quite the opposite, which makes their cold shooting even more stark. Christian Winfield of New York Daily News put an article out, I think it was today. The Knicks are generating open threes. Soon they will begin to fall. He wrote a story on a team that could be 4-0, but refuses to use missed open shots as an excuse. It's a make or miss league, but at the same time, we've got to play better defense. All true, but I showed you they're allowing the 4th fewest points in the NBA. So the defense has been generally there. generally there. And the defense right now, it's still 7th ranked in defensive rating, top 7, actually tied for top 6 with Portland at 110.2. So it's not really been the defense that's been the issue. This is interesting here. This is a Deuce McBride quote, which shows how important he is to the team. Quote, "We're getting really good looks, and I think they're going to fall. I know they're going to fall," said 6th man Miles McBride. "We've got to take our time, shoot it with confidence, trust the process, keep making the right plays." In short, Christian writes, the looks are there. The shots just aren't falling, and the numbers back it up. The Knicks are the NBA's 3rd most trigger-happy three-point team, averaging 44.8 attempts per game, trailing only last year's league-leading Boston Celtics and the Phoenix Suns. New York leads the league in catch-and-shoot threes attempted, 34.5 per game, but ranked bottom 10 in efficiency on those shots. And they're generating the 4th most open threes, 18.3 per game, defined by the league as attempts with the defender 4 to 6 feet away. It is only a matter of time. There are too many high-quality shooters on three-point shooters on this team. Brunson in the 40s. Mikal Bridges actually is shooting wonderfully from the three-point line. He's at a crazy 47.4%. Deuce is at 40%. Shamet is at 39%. That could go even higher. Towns shot like 42% last year. He's at 33% right now. OG, also an excellent three-point shooter. Just hasn't been dropping the shots for him. 32.4%. Brunson's at 31.3%. You know, that's going up. And then you got... we're missing here. Josh Hart. Yeah, Josh Hart. Josh Hart has made only 1 3 so far. He's shooting 11.1%, and he's not that bad of a three-point shooter. He can shoot. He can hit at least 33%. So this team, they're creating the right shots. They're playing the right way that Mike Brown wants them to play, but they're not doing it for a full 48 minutes. That's also a big issue. And as I mentioned, Josh Hart says he has the biggest adjustment out of any returning Knick under Mike Brown, and he's right. I tend to agree with him, absolutely. But in a lot of ways, the way that he's struggling is similar to the way that Cat is struggling. Now let's get to the big cat. Let's get to the big cat here. I mentioned earlier, I think the attacks on Cat, and I have definitely been critical of him as well, but, you know, I'm kind of waiting. But the attacks on Cat have gone a little too far from everywhere. Everywhere they've gone too far. Bulls are exactly what Towns needs right now. Could that be? Could it be? Could it be? Well, let me show you why it could be. All right. First of all, there's 2 clear reasons why Cat is struggling right now. 2 primary reasons. Number 1, and this cannot be understated enough. Cannot be overstated enough. He is hurt. It's obvious, plain to the eye. I watched tons of highlights footage of him, and it's obvious he doesn't have the lift right now that he had last season, even with the busted mitt last season. You know, he is one of the best shooters in the game. Right now, his shots are a little flat, but he's playing through pain, and playing through pain is definitely having a negative impact on him, you know, and his performance. Even in Cat's best game of this season, of this young season so far, where he scored 26 points and 12 rebounds, even in that game, he had 3 assists that came from, but all those points came primarily from the free throw line. 10 of 12 from the free throw line. And behind the arc, he was 4 of 6. He shot 66.7%. This is the only good three-point shooting game he's had all season. But inside the arc, he was 2 of 12 in that game. And against the Bucks, he was 2 of 9 around the hoop. So, you know, 22% against the Bucks, 16.7% against, what was that game? That was against Boston. That was against Boston. So one of the reasons he's struggling inside the arc is because he's not the most explosive guy to begin with. And he doesn't have that much hops either. So he uses his size, his physicality, and his incredible touch. And sometimes when he's going to the basket, he's getting muscled a lot more than he was last season. And because he doesn't have the lift to overcome it, those shots are falling short. So he is playing through pain, and that is severely impacting his offensive game. He is also struggling from the three-point line, only one decent three-point shooting game so far. So all of it, I think, is getting in his head, combined with primary reason number 2, he's struggling. The new offense, the new scheme. It's tough. Learning a whole new offense, a challenging offense for a big man who has to learn to operate the 4 and 5 spots is tough. It's a tough thing for him to do. Hard, like I told you, he spoke about it, how it's on him. It's harder for some than others. So those are the 2 primary reasons that he is struggling. Now, it is possible that really the way to solve this, especially now with Mitch coming back, and now we got Deuce back, is maybe it's not going to happen tonight. Towns is going to play tonight, and there's a great reason why. I'll get into that. But the Knicks may, if Towns again looks slow, looks like he's, his shot is not there yet, it's still a little flat. If he doesn't look like he's improved over the other 4 games, the Knicks may look at shutting him down for 11 days. This is what I'm proposing. If he doesn't look like he's himself after tonight, play him tonight versus the Bulls in the NBA Cup, then shut him down until the Magic game on November 12th. You're skipping 2 back-to-backs, which will be rough on him anyway, taking advantage of 3 off days between the T-Wolves game and the Nets games that are coming up, and this will give him 11 days of rest, missing 5 games total. This guy, this quality player, deserves the ability to heal, the time to heal. And he's a warrior, he's a trooper. It's great that he's been playing through the pain, but it's costing the team and him the wear and tear on himself. And it's creating an attack on him that maybe, I think it is unfair. Got to remember, don't forget who Karl-Anthony Towns is. A lot of people have opinions about him. Oh, you can't win an NBA championship with him. There's a lot of negatives about him, right? He's not the best defender. He sometimes his drives to the hoop from the 3-point line are often can be a disaster. He doesn't pass enough out of his drives. There's a lot of negatives, but at the end of the day, we're talking about a 5-time All-Star. We're talking about a 3-time All-NBA player. We're talking about a guy who, of his previous 10 seasons in win shares, he ranked in the top 10 5 times. That is a superior player. Is this offense impeding that ability for him to impeding the ability that he has? I don't agree. I think it's more the health issues. The new offense, of course, there's going to be a learning curve, but he's a smart guy. It's going to happen. Coach Brown said it'll take a while. I was venturing anywhere from 20 to 30 games for this team to finally figure shit out. Last season, the Knicks were struggling, and then they went on a 9-game winning streak. They had only lost more than 2 games in a row once. Oh, actually, not by that point, none at all. Only twice had they even lost 2 games in a row. So here we are, 2 games in a row they've lost. Tonight they play the Bulls, and let me tell you, hallelujah, hallelujah. This man, his season high scoring last season was against the Chicago Bulls. He scored 46 points in the first game he faced them. It was a loss, though. The Bulls beat the Knicks 2 out of 3 times last season, but the Knicks won the last one in overtime. The second time they faced them, January, Karl-Anthony Towns, another 40-burger, 44 points. In fact, he didn't score 40 points against another a team other than Chicago in between those two games. In between those two games, he didn't score 40 points in between those two games. So he is ready to feast upon the Bulls. This could be the perfect opponent. Even though they're 4-0 and things are clicking for them, they still have Vucevic in the middle, who Towns cooks left and right. In field goals last season, the most points he averaged against any team was against the Bulls. He averaged 40.7 points per game against the Bulls. He had the second most three-point attempts, 29 against the Bulls. And Hawks, he had 34 attempts against them, and he played the Hawks 5 times. They only played the Bulls 3 times. New York has the second most total points scored, 122. Again, 140 against the Hawks, but that was 5 games. Tied most steals, 6 was against the Bulls. Also, his highest usage rate was versus the Bulls last year than any other team, 37.4%. He shot 38% from the three-point line. He shot 55% overall. Perfect time for Cat to feast. This tonight against the Bulls is that's the perfect opponent to unleash the Cat in him. Love it. Cannot wait. Even in the final game of last season, where the Knicks did win in overtime, he scored 32 points in that one, which wasn't a 40-burger, but a solid 32 points there as well. So everything is lining up very well for Towns to begin to break out of this early season doldrums. If he doesn't, it's even further proof that it's the quad injury, the grade 2 quad injury that's hampering him the most. Because he feasted against these Bulls, they were his best opponent last season for success. And we don't see signs of that, then I think the Knicks do have to look at shutting him down. That's how I feel about that. They're going to have to look at that. Let's get into this here. So as you can see, the three-point shooting, Mikal Bridges is leading the team, 47.4%, 40% for Deuce, so it's good to see him back. Let's look at what the Bulls are doing. Bulls are red hot from the three-point line. Trey Jones is averaging 62.5%, but only on 2 attempts per game. Ayo Dosunmu is averaging 50% on 4.5 attempts. Vucevic, 50%, 3.5 attempts. That's not going to stay there. Patrick Williams, 50%. Josh Giddey, 42.9%. That is sweet for him. He's off to a great start. He's justifying the contract that the Bulls gave him. I always liked him as a player. I thought they did a great move there. Alex, it was a win-win trade for both teams. Though they got criticized for not getting draft pick, but I think they're doing fine here. Kevin Huerter, 33%. This guy, Matas Puzelis, like him as a player a lot. He's averaging 16.8 points per game. The Bulls have some good, well-rounded scoring, and they have Isaac Okoro, give him some defense down low. They are a tough team to deal with right now, and they're on a roll, and they have actually played some decent teams. The wins weren't all, over chumps. They beat the Pistons, who is picked to be one of the top 4 or 5 teams in the East this season. They beat them on opening night. Then they beat the Magic, who's supposed to be the third team, who may even be the team that knocks the Knicks out of getting to the finals and face the Cavs. They beat the Magic pretty easily. And then they had a tough battle against the Hawks. They beat them, and the Hawks are also another team who's supposed to be in the top 5. So the Bulls have beaten some decent opponents, and they took care of business against the Kings most recently. That was on Wednesday. Now they face our New York Knicks. Yes, in Chicago. Great time for this matchup. Excellent time for this matchup. Let's look at the ratings here. So, defensive rating. Bulls, third best. Offensive rating. Bulls, are 15th for a total net rating of top 6, a minus 8.7. So usually teams that are finishing in the top 10 in net rating it's a mark of a high quality team. Though the offense hasn't been as efficient, a lot of it has come from their defense. Now, they played some teams that offensively are, suspect. I mentioned the Magic, suspect. The Kings are suspect. The Hawks, supposed to have a high-powered offense, and ironically, the Hawks are the team that scored the most off of them, 123. The Pistons are supposed to have a good offense as well, but, they lost Beasley, who definitely gave him that great outside shooting threat. And it was game 1, so we'll see. So it looks like right now defense is what the Bulls are leaning into. The offense is a bit of an issue for them. Same can be said for the Knicks. Actually, it's reversed. The Knicks have now dropped to 15th in net rating. I don't know, you can even see it down there. Yeah, there it is, 0.6. And their offensive rating has dropped even further. Where are they? They're down 24th. It's not even in the graph here. Here it is, 24th. Offensive rating 24th, and defensive rating is 7th. So this is the night where the things begin to click for the Knicks and for Karl-Anthony Towns. That's my prediction. The Knicks are going to win tonight, and if he has a great game and it looks like he's getting his bounce and his step is returning, then maybe you don't have to shut him down, but you just don't play him on back-to-backs. Because I believe there's a game for the Knicks on Tuesday as well, on Monday after the Sunday game. So no back-to-backs for Towns at this moment with that quad injury. You have Mitch, so maybe Mitch plays tonight. He doesn't play Sunday, and Towns does play Sunday, but then you play Mitch on Monday, and then you don't play Towns on Monday. So if it is a back, I know there's 2 back-to-backs coming up. I'm not exactly sure the timing of it, but that's what I'm proposing. I think the Knicks are probably, I'm sure they're looking at that, and tonight will be the beginning of the winning in New York City, or for the New York Knicks. It's going to start in Chicago. Oh, man. All right. Well, if you're looking to support the Knicks-Verse, check out the join button down below. It comes with merch discounts. Oh, I got my New York basketball shirt. It came today. Actually, it came yesterday. So pumped about it. Love it. And the hats are in. Check out the store. You get discounts for it if you become a member. But, of course, you can check out the store regardless. And members only shorts. I've been doing halftime reports for members only. Check it out. I definitely appreciate that. And like I mentioned, here's the merch. Oh, this one is great. I can't wait to order that one. The Adidas pullover with the embroidery. All right. It's game day. Thank you guys for watching this. Again, my name is George. Please subscribe. Hit the thumbs up button for me. Drop your comments. I want to hear your thoughts and feelings about anything Knicks, about everything I said here tonight, and anything else. And I am not panicking at all. I know players have flaws, but some players have such great high upside abilities that can't be measured. I mean, they can't be measured, but you can't overlook them when you're trying to evaluate the totality of a player. There are very few perfect players. There are no perfect players, but near perfect players. And then everybody else, you got to put them in a situation where they can thrive in the context of the team, so the entire team can thrive. That's the process the Knicks are in right now, and I see that beginning to turn tonight against the Chicago Bulls. All right, I will see you around the Knicks-Verse. Let's go 3-2.